Peace, brothers and sisters in humanity. I hope you're all well. Today we have to talk about this. We have to talk about a jinns, a demon's possession or jinns, whatever you want to call them, to human beings. Okay, and this video is in Euronews, as you can see on your right, the top right. It's got 5.4 million views. If you go in there and read the comments, all right. 99.9% people believe in this. The Sunnis, Sunnis and Shia and the sects, the 73 sects, they all believe in this. They all believe in a demon's possession to people, right? And they're all scared of it. They believe in it more than they believe in God, basically. And I came to talk about it today, right? Just look at this picture here, right? This guy in a park, I think in France, or I don't know where he is, to be honest, so I'm not going to say anything, but this is like a Euronews French. So in the park, and this woman's supposed to be possessed, and he's trying to take it, to basically performing, what do you call it, exorcism on her, basically, to get rid of the jinns. Remember, this women all covered. They're so conservative, they won't even shake the man's hands, all right? Well, just watch it from, look at this picture though, look at this picture. From conservative, don't refuse to touch a man's hand to this, to a French kiss, and she's happened to be French as well. Let's just watch this video again, all right?
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أينما تكونوا يأتي بكم الله جميعا الله على كل شيء.
Okay, it started saying the verse where Allah is talking about Judgment Day. Okay, that has nothing to do. There isn't a single word about jinn or Satan in it or whatever, or Iblis or whatever. There's nothing, right? And all of a sudden she went mad, right? And she look how he's holding her, manhandling her, and then she almost gives him a French kiss, and he happens to be French. And then all of a sudden she starts speaking French. Okay. There you go.
Bonjour.
Good morning.
Bonjour.
Good morning.
Je suis venu en paix.
I came in peace.
Ah, Christy, je suis venu en paix. Alors, écoutez-moi attentivement.
So, listen to me carefully.
Appelle tous les autres.
Call all the others.
Dans l'établissement. Ou bien à côté. أينما تكون يأتي بكم الله جميعا الله على كل شيء قدير أينما تكون يأتي بكم الله جميعا الله على كل شيء قدير. No?
Look how she's rolling her eyes, and look, it's in the middle of the park. Look at that. I can't make out her words. She's talking like, obviously she's trying to pretend to be like possessed and shit. So. Look at that. Look, all of a sudden, there you go. Give me a kiss, please. There you go. All right. Now, it's really, really tiring. How stupid, how ignorant most Muslims are to their own scripture, right? Which is the Quran. And there isn't in the Quran a verse about Satan's possession to people or even anything close to it. All right, no matter how they're trying to twist a verse, but they can't, because there isn't. It's just there isn't any verse about the jinns or Satan or whatever has any physical relation with human beings. Okay, but there's a lot in what they call the hadith, which is stories, history, from their books, right? All their books, and they actually attribute things to the Prophet that he said about the jinns and all that, but there's none of it in the Quran, right? What there is in the Quran is Satan or Iblis, whispers to us, just whispers, okay? And the best verses in the Quran, right, after all, he was tested, Iblis was tested, Satan was tested by Allah, and then he refused to obey. And then obviously after listen, right, just go and read Surah Al-A'raf, which is chapter 7, verses 16, okay? This is here, okay, Iblis or Satan saying what he's going to do to human beings, okay? To human beings, okay? What's his job? He actually said it word by word what he's going to do, okay? Okay. Chapter 7, verse 16. You have to read a couple of verses before that to understand the story, but this is what's important. That's what we need to read. That's what he said. He promised he was going to do, okay? Okay. Verse 16, he said, قال بما أغويتني لأقعدن لهم صراطك المستقيم. He said, since you have willed that I go astray, I will conceal. Skulk, basically, is concealing, because obviously he works in stealth, because we don't see him. He will conceal or hide, right? And move in stealth on your. It's going to take us on your straight path, out of straight path, Allah's straight path. That's what he said. How he's going to do it. And he said, ثم لأتينهم من بين أيديهم ومن خلفهم وعن أيمانهم وعن شمائلهم ولا تجد أكثرهم شاكرين. Okay? Listen. I will come to them from before them and from behind them and from their right and from their left. And you will find that most of them are unappreciative. That means they will not thank God. Okay? That's what Iblis, Satan, said he was going to do. Right? I can't see in here Satan saying, I'm going to go inside them and possess them, basically. There isn't. He didn't say that. Even Satan didn't say that in the Quran. All he said, he's going to go. Well, listen what he said. I will come to them from before them, okay, and the front, and from behind them, okay, and from their right and from their left, all right, and whispers to them to get them out the straight path, Allah's straight path. But even him, he didn't say he will possess them or does anything to them, because he can't, because he's weak. Do you understand? All he can do is whisper. But these people turned it into something different. Something entirely. They're even accusing Satan what he can't do. They actually giving him more power than he said he can do. It's unbelievable. And all these Dawah people, all of them, all the Sunnis, clerics, all their books talk about possession and what the devil can do to you and all that, right? But in the Quran, all Allah says is whisper. He's going to whisper to you. He's going to tell you to do things and you're going to do them, right? He's got no power over you. Okay? He's got no power over human beings. See, when you say things like this, when you do things like this, do you think you're a Muslim? Do you really think this is Islam? That means if you believe things like that Allah didn't talk about in his own book, do you think that you believe in Allah for real, or you believe in something else? If you believe in something else, okay, can you call yourself a Muslim really? Can you? Because it's ridiculous. In the Quran says, I mean, I talked about this before. We can't see them. They can see us, but we can't see them. That's in the Quran. In the Quran says he will whisper to us. All he can do is whisper. All in the Quran says he has no power over us. Not this power over possession anyway. In the Quran, Satan says, I only ask them to do things and they obey. And how does it work? this possession, right? So you're telling me that the jinn goes into a human body and then control them. So every jinn must be a genius, must be, I don't know, specializes in human brain. So every jinn knows exactly where he goes in the brain and what he can play with. So every jinn must be a doctor, not just a doctor, but must be something like he knows what a human is, a physical thing is, brain is, how to control a human being, and he goes to control him. It's like he makes you into a puppet, basically. How is it possible? How that's every jinn knows how to do that? While they have nothing to do, they're not like us. Okay, they are not like us altogether. So how do they know how to do that? Why most jinns goes to Arabs and poor people? Why I don't see Westerners talk about this all the time? Why? Why the rich countries don't talk about that? Most of the people don't believe in that unless someone put the idea into their heads. Why? Why only poor people? Why does a jinn go to a town that ran down, so poor, they don't have nothing to eat, right? And leave the Westerners alone, where he can leave the rich. He can have all the food he wants, like you say, he eats our food as well, where he can live a good life. Why? I mean, I don't get it. And you believe in this shit, and you put it on Euronews, and you portray this as something in Islam, something that Allah allows. So after Allah creating everything perfect, okay, everything in his creation is perfect, and then he creates something like this that makes no sense. What are you saying about Allah if you believe in this? So there is a weakness in his creation. So you're saying that Allah is evil. That's what you're saying. So how can you believe in a God that creates things like this? How? Do you really believe in Allah? Really? Really? Do you really know who Allah is? And I'm going to come to this evil eye and the magic. I'm going to come video by video because I've got to show you things like that. Are there anyone, right? Are there anyone I can come to you and go, oh, if you're possessed or you got a house that you think is possessed, I will come to you. I'll come to the house and sleep in it by myself. I dare you. You know what it is, right? I realize. Obviously, this is acting. This video is acting. Okay, he's actually selling and buying things. Right? He's using religion to buy shit and to make money, and she's doing the same. And when you read the comments, you just think, what is this? You see, that's why we're never going to be in the developed countries, really. We're never going to be, because we believe in crap like this. We're stuck at this, right? Medieval stories and movies and Hollywood movies, and that's what it is. We're stuck in here. Instead of blaming yourselves, right? What happens to these people? Yeah, that's what I noticed, right? Because these people are lazy, they're mad, mentally ill, because they don't want, you know what I mean? They're poor, so they blame everything. It's either in the jinn, or the evil eye, or the magic. They have to blame something instead of blaming themselves for not for the shit that's happening in their lives, alright? They actually have to find something to blame. Even the jinns, even the demons, or evil eye, or crap like that. I've got one word of advice. If you believe in this crap, if you will believe Allah creates this crap, you really don't know Allah. You really don't know God. You really don't know the Creator. You actually believe in something else altogether entirely, because this is not Islam, man. It has nothing to do with Islam. You're giving Islam a bad name, a terrible name. That's all I got to say. And God forgive you. Peace out.